Some of we don't live for some time in this country. When you go along that peninsula, you really see green, fresh forest. And the protection of that forest there for maintenance is very important for let we able to get the kind of water for give the increased population of this country. But we see some people enjoy the bill. Then they go meet nature. Either they build under the dam, either they broke stone, either they burn coal, and it's not good for we because if that they continue, if they reduce the water, we will not be able to address the growing demand of the increased population in our western area.
I want to tell you, see, under the bill-led new direction government second term, the president in really vision before 2028, now forget the road infrastructure where they connect all and solve in this country and facilitate the quick and easier movement of our people, including goods and services, and then open the country, and there we continue to maintain the respect we get internationally in terms of road network.
So, within the short places away, people then they suffer. We they put we own buses in there, then they put their own buses in there, so that they would apply their routes in there. So I think say with that again, we don't still solve another problem. We want them buses here, maybe in day 4, 5, up to 10 years, maybe no more. But we get for managing the right way.
Take this opportunity for welcoming all to this week's very special edition of the press conference. For particularly tell thank you to me two very distinguished colleagues then I are. We are the Honorable Minister of Works and Public Assets. We are the Honorable Dr. Denis Sandy. We not no street for gender and children's affairs being put out on an issue we close to we all had in our government. So the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, they note with grave concern the reported death of 3 children in Kabalo and Bubuya, Tonkolimba Chiefdom in Kambia District, and Katupa Chiefdom in Putloko District, as a consequence of initiation into a rite of passage we link to within the call female genital mutilation or circumcision. The ministry deeply regrets the unfortunate loss of lives and they commiserate with the bereaved families. We are also effectively collaborating with law enforcement agencies for ensure safety and protection of children from harm and for prevent reoccurrence of these unfortunate episodes. The ministry wishes to assure the families of the deceased and the general public that justice could be appropriately served and the perpetrators then will be punished accordingly. The ministry further reiterates government in commitments for protect and promotes the rights of picking them as enshrined in the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child and other related instruments, including prohibition against practices that are harmful and injurious to the child's health, social, and economic well-being. The ministry, they reaffirm government's commitment for ensuring that all picking them protected from all abuse, and that within the process for review the Child Rights Act of 2007 for further strengthening provisions that relate to protection of children against harmful practices, including the imposition of a ban on underage rites of passage, female genital mutilation, early and child marriage, child cruelty, and torture, among others. This is one big news. We happen at this country been dominates the news. I also want to take this opportunity as Minister of Information, for which particularly the members of the 4th Estate who they practice in radio, today World Radio Day, for commend all the members that really take part in this century-old institution or this is like the second century of radio, and radio don't prove the test of time. Radio is still the most reliable, the most accessible medium of information and communication around the world. So today, as we mark World Radio Day, I want to commend as well the people we they take part in this sector. I also want to take this opportunity for address two issues and for provide a quick brief before we come to the panelists them. Director, I get some issue with downloading, so I might need to use your screen. But one of the issues then are concerning Max-Kyne buses. So we know say Fambulem they use the new Max-Kyne bus them. We get the data. We know say average we get over 50,000 people in the use and day. 70% of commuters they don't report in the data where Ministry of Transport they report that actually they save on transport. Of course, the rest of the 30% are people where they go half journeys, where they say the transport costs don't be affected by that. I'm for sure the people of this country that the Ministry of Transport and the government of Salone are listening government, and we work very hard for putting in place additional measures there for addressing concerns and they. But we commitment to this social reform, this important reform, is absolute. We're not going to go change halfway. The government of Salone in commitments is strong, and the government of Salone will listen and make adjustments for improve people's lives and the capacity of people for go about this and they go about. But you know mean for say we get for change. And it will take 2 to 3 business days, working days, for you to get access to you for your actual card. I pay the fees. And so one for use this platform for ask the people of this country and una all within the fourth estate for join the government of Salone. This is an important thing for state security. Importance for we all for manage how this country day. Importance for we get we ID cards, and now we get efficient systems and all over. Over the rest of this week, the ministry will put forward, go add the workway NCRA and the contractor they don't do so far for announce and reiterate all the places where you go for go get you your national ID card. But it's really simple for do. It's very accessible and it's very affordable. And when you get them, the value them, they really important. We get ID card for citizens and residents. And if you serve not to Sierra Leone, but you do in a year, you supposed to get a non-resident ID card. And this is not so, optional. It's mandatory for you to get. You want to travel, go around ECOWAS. The ECOWAS ID card is actually a travel document. You give access for go across, and you get your unique identification features. So we really encourage you, we therefore continue for add onto this issue as well. Very important also for Les Femmes, know say the Bamako Freetown rally, they don't reach Freetown. We're very proud of that as a country. Showcase, and for the very first time, we get a Sierra Leone team. And for this opportunity as well for commend the Salone team. We take part, and the Ministry of Tourism will support the arrangements there. In quick other news, President Bio, His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio, chaired the 33rd summit of the Africa Peer Review Forum, we then do virtually. And after a productive 2-year tenure as chairman of APR Forum of Heads of State and Governments of the AU, President Bio formally hand over to the new chairperson, winner His Excellency Abdel Majid Tebboune, the President of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Salone again played host yesterday, 12 February, to the first batch. I don't mention this already. The Chief Minister, Dr. David Moinina Senge, don't deliver keynote address at the ongoing World Government Summit in Dubai. We highlight President Bio in Big Five agenda. On our members at that summit, they be named the Chief Minister as the World Best Minister. We've been we've been the Minister of Education a few years ago. Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Planning don't sign a new SLA service level agreement with health development partners. And this document they serve as a public show of commitment for partners and for align with the Ministry of Health and vision for achieve universal health. And then finally, the Chief Director of the China Media Group, Jay Yao, don last Monday pay courtesy call on the Ministry of Information. He came meet with me and we talk about how they strengthen bilateral agreements for strengthening partnership and support the ministry in vision for information and civic education as alone. News they go around social media. Just want for make sure so you know. Yes, we brother LJ, His Excellency the appointed as Peace Ambassador. So I know some people will get questions on that. The Ministry of Gender make very clear the condemnation of the attack on the female referee. This is very important. Obviously, President Biona is a champion for gender rights, and so this is something that we take very serious. On this other issue, I think I go left hand because I can quickly now to we panelists them. Today, we will discuss two separate sectors. One, we get water and sanitation. The other one, we get works and public assets. Works and public assets nine link with Kotobanaya. So what I do first, I give chance to the Minister of Water. Let me get the water business out of the way. So you, Minister, what I can typically do is I give you 7 minutes as a government minister. For you now, your first time on the platform. For let you go explain in depth. Since you become minister, what's your vision? Many people don't know if you understand what your ministry they do. What's in the ministry supposed for to do? Explain that for me. What are your priorities? The thing that we do achieve so far and what you hope for achieve. We put small timer because we want to keep that time there. I know they get plenty question. When Doc go don't talk done and Mr. Bah don't talk, we open up for question and then we get into this business. Okay, over to you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Good afternoon. Bring Teladu from the Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation, where we can say, even though not a new ministry, but not new ministry, because we all where they listen to radio, we know say June 15 last year, President add sanitation to the portfolio where Water Resources Ministry been the handle. So when they announced my name as the minister for that sector, one time made begin click water business, not a small business, it big, it plenty. Waiting really are the thing for Kelvin at this ministry. The first way can I aid, like what I want to do as a minister coming into this ministry. Now for see our we go able for link water and sanitation business because Kona River na the east. Then a major thing. So that water management between them countries, then so that we, Salon, for example, where they downstream, not go there in a disadvantaged position from we colleague the way they na Guinea and Liberia. So water management, not just internally, but also across boundaries, been very important to me. Now another thing we need to look at. And then now they look at how they manage water inside. We all know say the major challenge where they affect the water and the where they reduce, in fact, the water with them as alone. Now the depletion of the water, the greenbelt area. For Western area, we all know this peninsula. Some of we don't live for some time in this country. When you go along that peninsula, you really see green, fresh forest. And the protection of that forest there for maintenance is very important for let we able to get the kind of water for give the increased population of this country. But we see some people enjoy the bill. Then they go meet nature. Either they build under the dam, either they broke stone, either they burn coal, and it's not good for we because if that they continue, if they reduce the water, we will not be able to address the growing demand of the increased population in our western area. But not in our western area. When you go upline, you look at the rivers them for some of them where they go along that road. First way they go, they see the fine black. Now when they pass, now brown water they see. So even human activity, negative human activity, they affect the quality of the water. It also affect the volume of the water when they come. So for me, that was also a concern. How to protect the water catchment area. Then of course, no sector not will not get challenged. No sector and no situation not will not get challenged. Yes, we all say Salone na a country we richly endowed with resources, but let us not go back to all the history. But as a responsible government, we try to see how we manage resources within we homegrown resources before we go look elsewhere. So, and not for water and sanitation, no more the other sector than they. So there's always a challenge in terms of budgetary allocation. That is another area where I take up as a challenge. How do I work with cross-sector, other ministries then? Because Bokutin there where you can't do alone as a ministry. When even come to resources, you're not going to just don't say water resources go to finance, get all the resources. No. So many things then there where you go do with other agencies, other ministries, where go even make sure say government utilize in funds judiciously. So that cross-fertilization across sector. So for example, in terms of the water catchment area, protecting that, we work with the Ministry of Lands, we work with the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change, we work with other agencies like EPA, NPFA, MPAA, different agencies. How do you work with them for make sure say government resources judiciously utilized? Where go able for help for solve the budget challenges. You also they look at where I'll just round up. I should say a lot of questions will come from other things. How as a done a good thing. Also, then we also don't launch the National Wash Outcome Survey, where for improve wash now schools and health centers, where we work with the two ministries of health and Ministry of Health. We also don't launch the wash management, information management system. We get to do with data management. We, as I've been mentioned, data are one of the things I pay attention to. Because if data not there, we're not going to plan, we're not going to use for focus. And then, of course, we currently in the process of doing a lot of procurement and contracting for key activities that way for improved water supply in our western area and also in key small towns and communities them now the rural areas. So make us stop there, and I shall say plenty question with it. Thank you.
I can tell people and say, this they tell you say, governments, now people, now ordinary people who are trying to do extraordinary things. The minister don't take on a task, meets two separate institutions, arms, you don't bring them come together, you don't outline the priorities the way they don't set, and don't launch some new major initiatives them. This is a government that thinks about the people and that is doing remarkably fantastic work as much as we can under difficult circumstances. I want to thank my colleague for the work we do and for we come now today for share. It will be available for questions, and some questions don't come online. Now I have to turn to my other colleague, the Honorable Dr. Denis Sandy. We can provide specific updates today. Since he turned Minister of Works and Public Assets, now in first time as well for Canada's platform. But to get some updates on the sector, and I want to give him a chance as well, Honorable Minister, you said get about 7 minutes, where you will provide for Famulem the critical updates in your sector, and we see people learn for no, and then I'll go do follow-ups. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Before I really progress on this discussion, I want to say thank you very much to my colleague, the Minister of Information and Civic Education, for the wonderful role he's playing in this country and the great job he's doing. And of course, we have the consistent audience. I'm a mathematician, statistician, econometrician. I don't estimate saying now we 8 there. So this consistency in supporting him, honestly for me, is very, very impressive. And when I continue for reports to people, may they get proper understanding of the issues we discuss. So, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all. Good answer, good afternoon. That's better. I can report on something very pleasant for the attention of all in this country. Don't forget to say His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier Dr. Julius Madabio, will reconfigure the ministry. We, of course, previously we know how they be the column. It was Ministry of Works, Housing, Infrastructure, and don't recalibrate them for ensure that infrastructure now is captured under works. So it's the Ministry of Works and Public Assets. The public assets by generalizations are wide. But then, of course, they also include government structures, buildings, the land, the offices, the vehicles, them, whatever we say government gets both in this country and out of this country, including the human resource base. But for today, if I want to really center the discussion on the road infrastructure. Why? Because of the critical role with the role they play for the big five game changer system, especially fixed alone and human capital development. There's no way we can feed this country. There's no way His Excellency will succeed with the agenda for feed this country if the road infrastructure is not raised to the standards, like countries like Namibia or Komot and other countries. There's no way we can also sustain the gains in terms of health and education, what we call human capital development, if you don't get access to the schools, hospitals, and clinics, them will be constructed over time. So since I became minister in August of last year to now, it's about 7 months, we don't do extremely. But let me just tell you first the mandate of the Ministry of Works and Public Assets. We do for all physical infrastructure and policy system. And then we also do for effectively supervise and monitor all road construction projects in this country. And again, I do supervise two important parastatals there, the Federal Roads Authority and the National Assets and Government Property Commission. And so you will know that when it comes to roads, now the Ministry of Works and SLRA, they talk. So my family, I have to tell you that under the bill-led new direction government second term, the president in really vision before 2028, now forget the road infrastructure where they connect all and sundry in this country and facilitate the quick and easier movement of our people, including goods and services, and then open the country, and there we continue to maintain the respect we get internationally in terms of road network. Talk to the water sector in terms of private investment. When people encounter their money for help you, honestly, we give them open arms and open doors there. So this was nothing but a whole money spent by the China Railway 7 Group. This is now one of the most credible engineering and construction companies in China. And then we once sent not been there. All what we did, yes, we wanted this road. Let's see what we can do with this road upon completion, and then we'll go now enough time for long time for recoup honestly with our money. Basic economics. I lecture economics. So now we family. There's a clause in this contract. It's the entire contract of the Wellington-Mashaka Highway. There's a clause in it, 10.4. I wasn't there. The Director of Minister of Information wasn't there. My sister, the Minister of Water Resources, wasn't there. Most of you guys here again, we are not there. I'm part of this arrangement. But there's a part of this clause which says 10.4 that when the HA variation exceeds more than 10% of the prevailing market value, then there should be a reconsideration of the toll gate charges. Simple, that if the HA rate past 10%, do you have the big one? Law will go back, law will help you. You know why? Because CRSG gets a parent company in China. And CRSG, my family, is not only constructing roads, or has not only constructed roads in this country, they've done it in several other African countries, including Kenya and Tanzania. But now this is the good thing about it. These are people so humble. They are so humble. I'm telling you, unlike other companies there where they threaten this government, say, if you don't do this, we'll come on court, they never did such. What they did in November, they wrote me a letter. Say, Mr. Minister, do ya? We want to review this year because with the loss. And we want to continue for a great job for the young man them. Ladies and gentlemen, I lectured at Forbid College. I will tell you, I say, I get 10 of the students and go to work for CRSG in those toll gates. 10. And now, when they started, they created up to 1,000 job employment opportunities for young man them. I can tell you for that with all sincerity. So we discussed, and I'm not just discussing. In fact, tell God thank you, I was even part of the committee. When they sent this letter, what did I do? We formed what was called a technical and evaluation committee. That technical and evaluation committee comprised of 23 MDAs in this country. We formed them from the Aegis Office, the SLP under Internal Affairs, of course, the military under, of course, the Sujamandem. I get the Ministry of Information. You get, of course, the SLRSA, Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Works. 23 are all here. They sat down with the CRSG and discussed the rates. Let me tell you what happened. Even the president over there of the Motor Drivers Union, Mr. Alpha Bah, was part of all those negotiations. It was really all encompassing, conclusive, because we want at the end of the day, let we mama them, let we pick them, and the voice also be heard. Even we get somebody from the Ministry of Youth Affairs. So what happened? After that, they discussed the rates them. Make I tell you what happened. There is an ECOWAS policy where they say they overloaded vehicles them 53.5 tons. Now the ECOWAS policy say no vehicle not for past that limit. As I'm talking to you, when I say don't see the highway, you get vehicles them, then they pack both the inside, whole timber. Other things them, they even go up to 90 tons. They are here. I will show you later. 19 tons. And with that kind of weight, they destroy the road. And this is a road we want made the maintenance day for the next 20 or 30 years. So basically, when they discussed this thing, thank God I was out as minister to on a patient loan and start the process. We could not say now government or Dr. Sandy go decide on their race there. No. It was a technical and evaluation committee. We may not be part of it. So what did they do? They discussed their race there. Don't forget, you get 6 categories, of vehicles them. The group 1, and then keke them. Ladies and gentlemen, Okadas are not affected. Okada, we'll get them 2 and wheels them, we say bicycle, we're not affected. When they pass at any time, only pay nothing, So Okadas are not affected. But then 3, keke them. From 2017, border, they were paying 1 loan. Group 2, and then taxi them. From 2017, they were paying 2 loans. Group 3, and then SUVs and pickups them, and then mini buses. Ladies and gentlemen, they were also paying 4 loans. Group 4, and then coach them, and then small buses them, where they go applying with family them. They were paying till now, as I'm talking to you, these are the rates. They are paying 18 loans from 2017. Now, group 5, and then heavy trucks them. Oh, called 10 tires them, then mining trucks them, then trailers them, then flat belts them. They are paying, as I'm talking to you right now, 183 loans. And group 6, and then Bowsers them, for the good field for we in the country. They are paying 100 loans. We found them. Consider yourself to be an investor. Consider a country called X. You invested so much. The exchange rate don't vary. Look at the exchange rate. Almost 400%. And then you are still on the same rate we did do from 2016-17. Those figures are hard for the employer. So when they met me, we discussed, then committee, they come up with this rate them. And this is really very interesting. I want to listen attentively. Make nobody not go misinform members of the public. Because I want to tell them that the awareness raising is being led by my colleague, the Ministry of Information. We say go CSOs them, the motor drivers union, we have to go right across the country for properly sensitize the people. But make I tell you now, the savings we make from all of these discussions there, make you know say this is a government we hold their people at heart and we want good for the people. Make I tell you, for group 1, CRSG then propose 6 loans. Can you imagine? They say no. Keke now for beginning pay from 1 loan direct to 6 loans. Can you imagine? Now the committee say, yes, we get grounds, but they are not so. They ended up about 3 loans. So you see, 3 loans was there as savings. So from 1 loan now, we Keke they go pay, we go for announce the new rate. Now 3 loans now they go for pay. But the 3 toll gates them. We one day now Hastings, the other day Sungo, and the other day Mashaka. Let's get to number 2, the tax system. The taxis are now paying, as I'm talking here, still paying 2 loans. CRSG proposed 11 loans. Make I tell you now, if we not see them put calculations, the way they make as embedded here, Mr. Babe don't see them. Believe me, you don't need to be a student of mathematics to make understand that it was really reasonable. Because they were losing per annum almost $6 million. And we check all of those things there. So imagine now, They say for the tax system from 2 to 11. No. The committee said, no, we can't really do this. Please, when I take 5 loans, they ended up at 5 loans. So there's a savings of 6 loans. Can you imagine? Group 3, of course, now the SUVs them, then pickups them, jeeps them, minibuses them. Now they are paying 4 loans. CRSG proposed 27 loans. You see? But the committee said, no, we know, of course, you have every reason to do so, but they ended up at 10 loans. See, imagine there's a savings of 17 loans. Now, there's a savings. Of course, 17. Now let's continue. Group 4. Now they're small and then light advance them. As I'm talking to you, ladies and gentlemen, they are paying 18 loans. 18 loans now. You know what CRH proposed? They proposed 105 loans. All of these rates are in new loans because we need to go forward with the country money. New loans. If you still want to convert that to old loans, we understand properly, no problem. But men are new loans. Now, they ended up at 40 loans. There is a savings substantially of 65 loans. You see it? Group 5. Well, this group 5 here, and the discussion was really very interesting because these are the guys, the vehicles, the heavy trailers, them, when they damage the road. I will show you all pictures there. Now, currently, how much are they paying? 183 loans. Imagine, the heavy duty trucks them, the mining trucks them. CRSG proposed 2,103 loans. Can you imagine? The committee said, no, it's very good. They ended up at 700 loans. So there's a savings of 1,403 loans. You see there? This is not to be small negotiations. Finally now, for the fair Bowser's them. Now they are paying 100 loans. And what I say fair Bowser, very interesting. It's only when fair they say the Bowser won't understand 9 to pay. But when they are coming from the regions upline, they don't get fair, they need to pay. So please, I don't understand this. But when you don't fair from here to go, they are now paying 100 loans. CRSG proposed 578 loans. Now the committee said, no, you have all reason, but they ended up at 250 loans. So there's a savings again of 328 loans. Ladies and gentlemen, my round up now. By March 1, after extensively consulting right across the country, and then March 1 should be the date of implementation. Why? We believe as the government it is timely. You know why? Because I told them from the outset, these are people who they're not ever threatened for care we go to court. They have all the right. Like other kids don't have to hear something for Suma or something, but then mining company them, they have all the rights. But they say no. Why? Because of the humble nature. Now, if somebody invests 151 million for making such a road, with that 60 kilometers of road, 4 lanes, they don't reduce accident, don't widen the country, they don't place the country on the map, of trade facilitation and investment, socio-economic development, but just for be reasonable. And so this particular thing get the blessing of cabinet. I wrote a very pleasant cabinet paper. When I went there, I had the blessings of most of my colleagues, including here, the Minister of Information and Water Resources. They supported it, not because of the rates, but because we found them. No amount of money, not they save life. Otherwise, Michael Jackson and others don't for die. So if this road, they save a single life, and you know how to translate that life to whatever money they pay, Lord will embrace them. So are they here this afternoon, as Minister for telling us, say, with this road don't get now, when I wait before 2028, the Chinese are ready now for intervene beyond Mashaka for improve another road network there. We get now the Yile to Masuka Road. Sorry. We get all the come Magruka for Gano 91. We get also the one to go from Zimi to Kenba. We also get the one to come from Mwamba. It go as far as Yagoi. We also get several other road networks them who the one for assist. We also get that Petitful Road and that Kamakoi Highway. These are all roads them we need money. And make I tell you that before I land now, ladies and gentlemen, road construction is not a rosy enterprise. It is capital intensive. For construction 1 kilometer of road in West Africa is $400,000. Go and check it. $400,000, one road. Now you multiply $400,000 by how many kilometers from one point to the other, and then you know the cost. So for today, we're going to go into discussions then. I'm for telling us, this is our baby.
Yes.
This is our project, and we need to support it. Thank you very much, Mr. Bah.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. So, just for reiterate the breaking news. Now that effective 1st of March, toll gates get new revised fees for the different categories of motorcar them where they use the road. The minister lay out very clearly the rationale, including this now part of what was in the original agreement. The original agreement gave it in with man and go called triggers. If them factor here change, we for reconsider the cost. Exchange rate, now one of them trigger then day, but other socio-economic conditions, it's in the contract. Then don't do their own part of the agreements. The road don't achieve the things that we hope for. Reduction in accidents, all those things, quality. But we need to continue to attract investors and say, if we give word, we'll get for do it. Based on their own calculations, the company, then say the reasonable figure them or lead to their new cost here, what the minister referred to as savings. Because that then propose the honorable minister working with other members within the sector and colleagues go in and renegotiate with the company and say no, the issues and the thing the way we people go through a lot, we understand we need to be fair, and these are the ways we're going to compromise. So the compromise resulted in their new fees, by the way, which should have been in place now for months, but we've had lots of conversation about how we could delay, and for example, no more let people and suffer through this or begin film through the Christmas period, and then we say, oh, January in a tough month. So the company throughout that period and continue for be patient. And we finally agree, say, effective 1st of March, Keke, they move from 1 leon to 3 leon. Taxi, they move from 2 leon to 5 leon. SUV, when I group 3, they move from 4 leon to 10 leon. Bus, they move from 18 leon to 40 leon. Then big truck, then the 10 side, they move from 183 to 700. And then big fuel container bouncer, then they move from 100 to 250. And there's a science justification behind the increases, the percentages and the numbers. The bigger motor car, then they actually pull the road. And ECOWAS get minimum, like the minister say, where they're supposed to be in terms of the weight. But they constantly violate that weight stage. So then they pull the road for we. So they ask them for pay a fairer share of the cost and the price of the road. And also we'll get question them, but me and the minister there will go handle them. Before we go open up for question, we always invite a member of somebody we know the government. Sometimes they will invite opposition parties, sometimes they will invite civil society, because we want to be an inclusive government, even though this is not primarily a government platform. Before I hand over to Mr. Bah, I just want to say a quick thing on Max-Kyne. Max-Kyne, not to governments, they operate them. Our government own the bus. Okay? The company that the Metro Bus Company, the company, Lord, just make it clear for the public. The company is owned by the following people. They own a total of 11%. If you calculate all which I don't use, own 99% of this company. So I'll let Fambule know say the Metro company will oversee and operate Max-Kyne, not to government. The intention of Max-Kyne now for let governments bring sanity into that sector, but allow private investor therefore come inside that sector, like I don't do, for example, the minister just explained. So that is what we have done. And we will continue to engage the people that will be near the transport sector for make the right adjustments them, for see how we could solve the problems of the people. But make no mistake, we therefore solve the problem of public transit and public transportation as alone, and this innovation now one way we will do. I mentioned the number just now, 52% of average passenger they don't use Max-Kyne so far in the east and west corridor. 52,000 people and they don't use her on a daily basis. Okay, 78% of the commuter then they come up from either extreme east or extreme west, and then they can CBD. So again, Now, just about that 22%, we are the middle one name where they complain on the cost issue, but 78% say, in fact, then they save an average of about 60% on the travel cost. Keep in mind, when they collect data, when they ask all this while. Government will continue to be transparent on this issue, and we will explain. Koto, I want to let you just talk very briefly, 5 minutes, on both this issue of the toll and the operations of Max-Kyne, and I want to be involved in the process. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. I will start with the toll road. The toll road, Mino bottom in 2016. And in 2016, when they signed the contract at Parliament, they been called in a Ministry of Works, that ending Alaji Kemosi Sebindede. They read the contract to we. They tell we, they show we all the prices there at that time. For say, then tell them the fuel now is 6,000. Then tell them the we negotiate the price of the toll gate. We arrive at the present toll price now. Then we find out, say, we as drivers and vehicle owners, most of we been the benefit from this toll road. Because one, we can see, say, the accident rate we've been there from Freetown to even Waterloo to Maishaka have been so high that it not be easy. But with the coming of toll road, we see that accident then they can reduce. Then we put out the way they run Waterloo and back, Bombay, Eastern Police. Then because of the bad road, traffic congestion today, nobody not be able to do even 4 trips. But now, when toll road come, we able to see some Puda then they do 7, 8 trips. The other thing, we can see, say, the road improve one, it done a better by the road safety side. We can see boku safety issues. One, we see road signs. We can see, of course, the 2-lane. It look better for the drivers and passengers than we've been there before. Now you go Komoya, you go Bo in 3 hours. You go Komoya, you go Mack-Kyne in 2 hours, 30 minutes. You go Komoya, you go Kono in less than 5 hours. That's been done reduced when the toll road come. But when the toll road not been there, for go Kono, you go spend 7, 8 hours before you reach. For go Bo, of course, now 5 hours and more. For go Mack-Kyne, you go spend nearly there. You go in a line for the road for nearly 4 hours. So with all that till and day, we can really appreciate the toll road. The other thing again, we've been glad for the toll road for, now then emergency response. Accident they happen na then toll road there, like near Maishaka, then this year. You see ambulance they come on quick. You don't count them body, them wounded people then they na cannot. You find out see the death rate it don't reduce because of the road. All incident they will be so much appreciated. Then the other thing we really be help we will be really admire the toll road for that the wear and tears of a vehicle. You can't find out see you go buy parts or you go buy tire, it will last with you then 3, 4, 5 months. in Opoel. With the toll road in Kawan, it go then out there 7-8 months, you see the worker. Once that wrap tire you buy.
Sabah, I don't want to rush you, but you get 2 more minutes. So
all right. So the toll road side, definitely we don't talk to we people. I'm glad you back with the minister. The last meeting will be hold a Ministry of Works. We've been they negotiate. We negotiate beaucoup on them prices here. Where the minister don't call so. We still go back and go talk to people. We still go back and get meetings from park to park or from district to district all over this country. We get for call meeting, let the minister go talk to them. My call to the bosses. Them bosses here work fine. We don't see bosses that don't come out of this country. We don't see Gaddafi bosses that come. We don't see 100 bosses that come when the past government bring them come. But they don't last. They not stay. All team oil. What he calls them TND? Now because one, management, two, they not been the get side for run them boss system. That make when the wire don't come, we sit down with the Ministry of Transport and Aviation. They say, well, now the new boss here we don't cancel. The routes that we didn't work out with, we don't go want them put that there for work out. Their routes and they. We sit down, we discuss them. Of course, Wilkinson Road we get issues. Now eastern parts don't get issues, but it don't better now. The other side we don't get issues now Wilkinson Road. Yesterday I don't sit down with the police, the Ministry of Transport, then they say we don't come together, we don't come to one with the ministry. Now you go come along you go Aberdeen, you can have a junction. From there you use the route up to the light, you go up by Kiama Road, then you come inside town. That could only have to rest yesterday. So then here na small. Then the other thing where it don't look fine. Now the ministry don't tell we say now we can find another 50 buses added to the wire. This other 50 we don't come. So within the short places here where people then they suffer, we then put we own buses then they put the we own buses then they so that they would apply their routes then they. So I think say with that again we don't still solve another problem. We want them buses here, make them day 4, 5, up to 10 years, make them not above. But we get for managing the right way. Now, today, we don't get up to 22 motorcars the way they don't voluntarily come. We don't register them. We hand them over to the ministry. Then the ministry will hand them over to the metro, where drivers themselves are part of them. Then we go make them run their halfway. We problem no good.
All right. Fine. Then go operate just like Waka Fine. But then go only do the short journeys then. Normally give the chance for respond. Waiting make Goma Valley they give water to commercial water businesses on UN Drive, but not to residents. And then I also did get another question for you, Minister. Make I just pull that up. Somebody sent it to me directly. The question that apologies, I'll get it out now. Okay, brilliant. You see, if you can tell me what to make Goma Valley to supply water freely and constantly to a new commercial water packaging business at UN Drive, but not to long-standing residential customers and their families at CC Drive and Lower Pipeline. If this not discriminatory provision of essential service system, if this discriminatory provision of essential service na government policy, the person no say discrimination not a government policy, but they ask anyway. But I think it deserves a response on the fact of what's in the happen yonder. Somebody asked, say Agutaldo announced temporal suspension of the operations yesterday with our government in position. I could respond to that. And then somebody say, if our law say they don't be hired for looking into the immigration file of President Bio in the US, and whether the government get any comment on this. I'll give the minister a chance where you respond and I'll come and then we'll go open up. Go ahead.
At least the person don't give me chance for also say, I'll not be mentioned, and because the question we have been asked for respond to be the outside that. But it's also good for let in the when I know say, of course, Guma Valley now one of the agencies where we the supervise. Then are the operational and then they take the water go to people. Then. On this particular question, he asked waiting do. Me sitting here as minister, I'm not able for answer, but I go revert to Guma for verify the assertion of this statement. And then once are able for verify with the minister, whilst I know they cast aspersion on whoever they send them, but sitting here as minister, I'm not going to answer that question. The first thing I need to establish if that is happening, and then why. Then I will answer. Otherwise, I'm not going to answer that now because I am not au fait with what is happening. Because ordinarily, I can only talk about generically and ordinarily, if water they can at this area, the pipes and they come, would expect that everybody who is connected, we in on that line there, whether you're a commercial entity or whether you're a private house, when they open the tap and in the Canada area, you're supposed to forget the water. Because at the end of the day, Guma Valley na a profit-making entity also, they also need for make profit for sustain themselves. So if a consumer, they were a private entity, now pay, they pay. And likewise, a consumer, way the commercial. So I would want to find out why Guma would not want to do business with private people.
Certainly not a government policy for discriminate.
Definitely not. It is not government. The government in policy as at the water sector and water resources and Guma is for make sure so we provide affordable and services, water services to every Sierra Leonean and within an affordable manner and portable manner, not to government in policy.
All right, thank you, Minister. The question of Sierra Rutal, government very much aware of the Sierra Rutal release. We know they don't send a couple of letters. Government's in position not change. Governments believe we enter into the conversations in good faith, and government they continue to seek the best interests of the people of this country. We also believe in and welcome we continued relationship with the private sector partners there. We believe they're very important. We know we'll continue to balance that, but not at the expense of the people of this country. Okay, let's do the quick 5 and then we'll come back. Yes. If we do one quick, all man will get a chance for asking question. Yes, go on. Yes, year number 1.
Yes. My name is Mahmoud Silla from the Nature newspaper. Mr. Minister of Information, my question goes to you. Last week, there was a press conference, the maiden press conference of the tripartite electoral review committee. Only 40 media houses were invited officially. I want to know the eligibility criteria that you use to arrive at 40 media houses to be invited only to that press conference.
Thank you. Number 2.
Ibrahim Sarasisi, Voice of Salon Radio. Mr. Minister, Dr. Sandy, and now we talk about the toll gate. We get the 11,700 kilometer optional road. And I'm waiting on I don't do for fixed optional road compared to you talk now about the toll gate because it's part of the agreement before when the Chinese they make in 2007.
Thank you, sir. Number 3. Yes. The lady, Naya. Yes.
Marika go for IB Block TV. This question will go to me, Minister of Water Resource. I want to know then they plant trees, not tree planting. How you able to say you sustain them tree there for make them able to protect the water there and maybe get good water for drink?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Number 4 now, Baya.
My name is Mohammed Al Kamara. I write for Daily Scope newspaper. Of course, the question will go to Dr. Denis Sandy. You mentioned, say, the China's railway savings group, they lose $6 million. I want to know how many $1 million then they make for a year.
All right, and then number 5.
Hello, David Aspen, Solomon, Rise Radio. Dr. Sandy, I want to know the position of the Kosotong, the Hastings Peters Junction Road as now one, as a very important for easy traffic na the Joy Junction, but up to now nothing not happen at the Kosotong side it, and a gentle na the contractor, and the rain season the fastly approach now, and it can look like water side, not inside in there.
All right, thank you very much. So we don't do the first round, we come back. We'll get 5 quick questions. Team, I really want to do one quick, so we'll get another round. Mr. Silla, you concerned about the 40 media houses that we'll invite. Obviously, we had space issues. We had to move. And on that particular one, we'll be also get for invite as soon as development partners, partisans. That was a special edition of the press conference. We team decided to would invite the major media houses and a collection and selection of bloggers and different media. So it was a selection based on people who are on the camp, people who get relationship with the media, but people that also who know see and get the biggest platform there. And as you know, even though you know they're in the room, Mr. Silla, the press conference is available. It's live on multiple platforms. At no point, we're not get no interest for sale this. So if you're interested still, and then we also make an opportunity for like ask. In fact, if you're not in the room, you get better opportunities for ask questions than if you're in the room. Because when you're not in the room, you send the question online. I make commitment to use 100% with the answer. So I agree you, but not that the reasoning we use. Go ahead, sir. Okay, go ahead, Minister.
Thank you. That's a very good question because most of your plans tick how we want to ensure say then tick then they left there and how it will protect the areas the area then they. I think when I've been they talk about the thing way now area of me focus, I mentioned the management of the water catchment area and I also talk about the governance structure. As a ministry and as government, what thing we they do, we they set the policies, the regulations. And within the Ministry of Water Resources, we get the agency we're responsible for water management. We're now one of the agencies who will supervise when at the end of the RMA, National Water Resource Management Agency. But we're not able for work normal with ourselves as a ministry. Now that make we don't create the interagency forum where we get the different NGOs then. And then we also they try for get more collaborative where we work with the aid-man them, like the community. Because most of the problem there really now within the communities. And we look at the activity where people and they do, then they bond them to care for make coal and all that. So they even cut out for do stone. So we strategies working with we partners. We also they try to see how we go come up with programs where they give alternative source of livelihood for them people here. So then because their livelihood depend on coal burning, they go always want for burn coal. But we're not a stop at that. Even as that group there, we also they look at looking at physical boundaries. We work with the security agencies where we go get physical presence there. Now that make we also don't launch the water fund, so we will forget the resources for able to do that. If anybody go around that area, you will see say the wall don't begin. We they really try to put the perimeter fence. Well, that will be the only idea because people then go still jump if they want to be mischievous. But we work with the police, we work with the military. And then we also they work with the aid-man them. Because now they not in community for sensitize them people and no say, now they get the community and if anything happen, then go suffer more because now the area. So now that collaborative efforts using all their strategies and they will use so make sure so then think the whole they plant. The local councils, of course, then think the whole they plant. Now in their interest for let them think then they not cut. So now that strategy they will use for make sure so we sustain them.
Thank you, Minister. You get 3 questions, Dr. Sandy. 1, the optional road. what's in the happen with them, how much the company they make, and then the third question around Kosotown, any updates?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I make us start with Kosotown. A very important aspect of road maintenance, construction, and sustainability. Now the important role we local council in the play. Invariably in the western area, we get two important local councils them, Ward C and Freetown City Council. Kosotown, we are waiting probably with a request from the Western Area Rural District Council through the Road Maintenance Fund Administration. What I will tell you now is that these are part of the township roads we're under consideration. But then as soon as we get such a request, I'll call SLRA, we'll discuss with RMFA, and then we'll discuss finance for see if there's any possibility for upgrade that road. So Kosotown on the radar. Secondly, how much they are making? Perfect question. Ladies and gentlemen, again, toll gates anywhere in the world, the most important criteria, now the volume of the traffic flow. When I say go test it, except for the weekends, we can get the high flow of traffic towards the regions, which means that the Sungo and Machaka toll gates are not taken into consideration. On normal days like today, till Friday, now more of Hastings and probably as close as this place what they call Jamatown. But normally, we don't also ask them for the data. But I will tell you, say the data let me see as reflected in here. I may say, if you, after this just meeting, I will show you. May say they don't calculate what to expect, say they forget, but then I'm not going to tell you say they are making $6 or $7 or $8 million. In fact, this is the essence of this cabinet people will make. Because now we don't put them under pressure, see, they have to be transparent with us and they will exactly tell us how much they make. And very my brother, in this contract that we signed, yeah, such was never indicated there. And until it was indicated there, me as minister, not get right for can say, now so did they make up. But going forward, and that's the beauty of us as a new direction government, we believe in transparency and accountability. Going forward as Minister of Works, I don't write a letter, say from March 1 till to December 31st this year, they have to tell us exactly for honor reporting to cabinet and for the attention of our people and how much they don't make during this period. So as soon as they make them, rest assured that you will know.
Third
Finally,
question. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's question. Eh?
No, you get one more. And the question,
alternative route.
Alternative route, yes.
My brother, there is not human being in this world we want for succeed in life. We don't forget plan B. It's critical for success. Now, during the conceptual stage of that particular project, the intention was before the completion of that route, there should be an alternative route will not for affect the construction of that road. Businessmen will tell you, say, the major intention now for maximize profit them. Now, the people that know, say, if they make that alternative route today, people don't go balance day. If you will go put the resources there, no. So it's at the risk of any one of us who want for use day. But it was not compulsory as indicated again, this contract document. You see, my brother, what I alone now know is that what binds all of us together or anybody in any relationship, now the contract where they in black and white. It's not another year. And I want to tell you, say, when I feel free for coming to my office, when I copy, I could go now, go read that. If it was here or captured here, honestly, we say as the government for don't really try to put them for them. But what I will tell you, we're going to encourage them. Investors should be encouraged. We're going to encourage them probably, make them go grade up. So that when they win over passing and pay, they will take that risk day for good day. But if anything happens to you, like Mr. Bad talk, with the wear and tear, they go really responsible. Thank you very much.
All right, next set of questions. So they start on this side of the table now. So will they go 1, 2, will they go 3, will they go 4, and then will they go to the gentleman at the back 5? Yes, of course. They know the rule. If a question don't be asked, you know, so you're not supposed to ask that question again. So let's start with the gentleman here, number 1. Sharp, there. turn the mic on for media. Yes, go on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of my name Abdurrahman Saidu Bendu at the report for Salon Media Network. This question they go to Minister of Works and Public Asset. Mr. Minister, and when the contract been to go on for the toll gate or toll road, we will get understanding, say, any 1 kilometer, they forgive cameras, wait for pick anything will happen. But in that road, we not see anything like that. Now, the cost that they can go up much. So what's in it for be the way forward?
Thank you very much. Would that be number 2 now, US? Yes.
Asang Bishikur, Macon Times. Madam Minister, we get a lot of leakages, water leakages in the country. Guma Valley seems not to be doing anything about it. That water, the way they waste for the day, Bokupas are way people in the use. What do you ministry do for solve this kind of problem?
Thank you very much. Number 3.
My name is Alaji Abdul H.P. Gillen from Civil Society Movement, Sierra Leone. Mr. Minister of Works, sir, UU building, lift is out of order for the past 2 years. Please, what is the status
Excellent.
of that?
I want to let you know, say all the cabinet members in our salon will agree for that question the way you asked. We applaud you for that. Because me, for example, at the 8th floor you building, every day I get for go up past 5 steps. So excellent question. Thank you for that. If you like now we plan some, but I know that is a genuine question. Number 4, Nadipa.
Mohammed Kamara, The Watch and Sankara newspaper. Dr. Sandy, one is a question of great public curiosity is this. You get hundreds and hundreds of potholes in and around the city. Waiting, the ministry do as one to oversee the activities of SLRA, and secondly again, the very contracts the way SLRA they give to individuals, the way we say that they get the sole monopoly now, don't, according to audit reports, we don't see say a contract that was awarded to a private contractor, he only did 30% of the work, and the hundreds of millions of lives are yet to be paid. Thank you.
Excellent. And then final one, the gentleman at the back. I want for all announced already, so obviously we'll go past 3:30, so we'll allow for answering question here and then we'll go close.
Very much. I am Mohamed White Toure, reporting for Galaxy Region. This question they go to ask not what your country has done for you, but what have you done for your country? So you, Mr. Minister. Similar question you don't ask about the lifts, right? You also are aware of the Miata conference done on rehabilitation, the past 6 years now ago. Your very building on Shaka Stephen Street, Sherlock, look at the TTD. But all that day, I just bring, make you not only focus on the toll gates, na we're linking to my Shaka. You cite Naya, you able to tell we which go them, where you don't put in place for construction, where you only make reference if this particular renegotiation come into, you get the my 91 route, my broker and the likes. But however, the township roads, me they live na Wellington, Calbaton, my Nkine road, CRS you don't go end up for over and over for survey, TTD. What's happen with my Nkine road, Kolatri, Wellington and the likes. Now, network. Thank you very much, sir.
Unfortunately, that's the last question we're able to accommodate today. As I don't say, I continue to encourage you. If you didn't are a journalist, you get a question, try for send the question. Even while we sit on here, the link live, you send them. I go ask them before we start. And if you get follow-up questions, send them to we. We'll go make sure so we get the answer then to you. So, Minister, you get a question on leakages and how they deal with that, and then we'll come to the multiple questions then for Dr. Sandy.
Problem where we all know that Freetown, more so in the Western urban. And the sad thing about that is, you know, the spaghetti pipes, the way they now we actually see them on the surface. And sadly, most of the people you can see they go cut the pipe, they're not picking them. The big one in Kinde, then they send the picking them for go cut the pipe, because you know, so you catch picking now they commit crime up to, you know, certain age according to the law. So now then kids don't they send the picking them. But that notwithstanding, when Guma Valley, we all aware of this. Guma Valley, first of all, gets a department when a community relations department. And one of the things the way that department they do now for interface with community, where they set up community management committees, where even in them committees, then they where they go put them tank them, where then they work with, where then they bring water, and then the community management they sell onto the way for 1 leon for butter. Then committees then they sensitize them, let them set them on top of things for able for police and sensitize the people in the community. Then they send them killing for cut the pipe. But anyway, when they can cut them, Guma gets a response team. As long as Guma know, they're able to go there immediately and respond. That's now one strategy when at the immediate way in the address. But make sure say any side leakage day, then they move into the community and then fix them. But the community gets a lot for do. But in the medium to long term, of course, one of the strategies we are using at the water sector now improve technology, looking at innovative ways for make sure say one with a reduced wastage. I should say the engineer them. When we get another forum, we will call on for discuss with the water sector. The engineers then will tell you other alternative ways where they will look at where some country either then go hide the pipe or then go use some pipe. It not go easy for courts. Right. So these are the medium to long term. But in the immediate, we're using the community structure, and also we use the immediate response from we team for going at the location and for stop the leakage them.
Excellent, thank you, Dr. Sandy. Camera, you building. Portals, contracts, Mayen-Kyne Road.
My family, I'd always encourage anybody in here. When you get information, don't rely too much on what you're hearing. Go to the source. These documents are all in the public domain. Camera, my brother, I will tell you, say, again, they are not captured in this contract. A contract, we all know what it means, and I explain that one day. But what I will tell you, the rest assured say, CRSG, the countryman to main office, I go ask them for the camera, and probably they'll go explain on that. But wait to me, probably I was thinking go ask something like the solar lights and the market construction. That are the facilities them, what they should do. And the rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, for that, as minister, I will progress on that matter. You billing, perfect. Your billing, I call me special assistant, me bring the phone, man, show me something. I can open and pick, yeah? Billing. If when I see Mr. Bah so strong and energetic, now because this kind of exercise we do every morning, it really fits for a young boy like him. Yeah, I don't tell and say, I go continue for do and say, I fix this lift, inshallah, by God's grace this month. On the more serious note, now, not to the Ministry of Works in fault. You know, sometimes we don't speak as a government. The government is constrained by budgets, the resources. We'll do economics, we know what that mean. All your wants are subject to a budget constraint. When I income. But government don't act on that. And now for this chance for say plenty of time, to the Minister of Finance, we don't approve almost 2 months ago. We don't pay the Chinese. We will call Mr. Wonjin. We get one office before you get to that main road where the branch for go Tumbo, Nawatalo. In office that yellow of Garrett. Mr. Wonjin, they don't get the money. They don't order for the things them. They are now on the high seas coming. They don't send me the proof for all of you guys to see. Rest assured, say, you building lift is the high on my agenda.
When
I mean, first and go to Bah. And I mean, first, Mr. Bah, they go right up. Yeah?
Mr. Minister, we need dates. Who send the lift to go make?
The lift, you know, say, when what identity they are, Mr. Bah, you've been in America, this is not Africa. And it take 2 or 3 weeks on the high seas. I don't get this a week ago. So I'm estimating again the next 1 week for it to be here. When it is here, we declare them, and at the invitation of all to the installation, no doubt that Mr. Bah, tell my brother and sister, they say, when the thing come, I will inform them. But whether we like it or not, your building should be up and running by latest first week in March, inshallah, by God the power. Secondly, audit. SLRA, my brother, you ask a very important question. You know, as politicians, them, not all to go tell una. If Mr. Bah get way for NATCA, for the under engrave doing one time, like different ball game. If Mr. get me way for make I get SLRA, do one time, like different ball game. But in politics, you don't understand what you understand. SLRA, yes, then I award contract. But we are in the process of having a recalibration of that process there. Because as Minister of Works, my responsibility, I don't tell now, for monitor, supervise, coordinate, account, and report to cabinet all road projects in this country. The 30% they are giving them, we know what is happening. But we, and some of we, when I go attest to that, would always put, honestly, this country right on our chest. But rest assured, say, I will look into that actual arrangement, and we will try for do thing to the best interest of the people of this country. Yeah? But again, like you said, Mr. not happy with that particular 30% audit report. Because, make a round down. This is not the reason where our own know all against small tussle with SLRA. During the days of the then government, SLRA was under the grip of the Ministry of Works. Alaji Petito, they had the grip because nothing was happening at SLRA, even with payment to contractors, with them approving it. But now, we get small hiccup. We are trying to recalibrate it. And believe me, when that is done, it will be a different ball game. Then, Miata Conference Center. Perfect. The minister should have really reported on that. Again, in Pina, I know column. We were there last week. Miata Conference Center is almost complete. 99%. The only snack now is the cooling system. But as brilliant as he is, he's again small private connections them. Who will try to change that place in terms of the cooling system. But we've got it done. I'm telling you, it's 99% fixed. If I miss it now in haste, I try for hand over to him. Because he say in next press conference, not the one for Holland. So the rest assured say, as Minister of Works, Miata Conference Center, I don't put the contractor under stress, and don't do him. Now the cooling system on that. Inshallah, again, we'll go see him. But when I talk again to Mr. Bah, if you have a go see inside, you go see how pleasant the seats are. And you go see that the color of that city, you go like them. Now, township roads. No, when you go see the color of the city, you go like them. Township roads, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you, I say, almost all of us here in this room, not of Freetown we emanated from. Probably we came from the regions. So the township roads, them, they high up on the president's agenda. As I'm talking to you, I don't get approval for the Matrijon township roads, Bow extension, now even Kenema, even in Pujeu, and then Puloko continue, and then Kono should be completed. But here, Mayen-Kine, etc., etc., we've been there. In fact, for Calabaton, there is an organization they are called, is it Back to Axe or Back to Axe? Back to Axe. They met me in the office. They don't even, Mr. Bah, this is what really I want to know for your ring. The people are so community development oriented. They don't even contribute 1 ton iron rod, several bags cement, money them, and they don't send them to me. Next week, I'll go there for go see. We said now working for coming as ministry and the government. Now for ensure that RMFA take that into consideration and continue for help that community. Mayen-Kine, Mr. Sef me from Bude Mayen-Kine. I will tell you for free. Mr. Don't under stress for that Mayen-Kine road. But you know, say Rome wasn't built in the thing. And that Mayen-Kine road, even the past government don't ever pay attention to that. So if we can start time, we will not forget we. Because honestly, when somebody make a road, you will always be grateful for that person there. So Mayen-Kine, yes, we are coming. And as soon as we get the resources from RMFA, we'll spring to action. Yeah? Thank you very much. At this juncture, I want to tell now plenty thank you. And may God continue for bless me.
Excellent. Now are the final words from Dr. Sandy Awangi, the other panelists here as well, their own chance for say thank you and for close 30 seconds each. Mr. Bah.
Thank you very much. Hello. Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. Me short word now. Them bosses here we come now for everybody. Not to one person get them. Let me tell His Excellency, retired Brigadier General Spada Bokutenki. One day we not get boss na that kind of boss here they say you not the private people them na manager. Now the first time this kind of thing not happen. 2 years. Let everybody be patient Now we patient and routes here, we go adjust them. We never adjust the alternative routes them. So everything will be solved. Maybe people they not vex too much. We they count another 50 buses where they can join the for make we get more people then from one place to another. The toll road, definitely me I know bottom. I know bottom from 2016. Now this toll road, I don't know, I don't read much about the contract, but then tell them to now buckle increments number, even insurance don't come up. Everything don't come up. So if the people themselves say that they add something for that, the old price, I feel say we all for accept them.
Thank you, sir.
So I thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alpha Bah. We now the president for General Drivers Union and General Transport Workers Union as alone. He did a fantastic job. Go ahead.
Thank you. I want to assure the public say the Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation, working with wiki agency like Guma will continue to provide support to the western area, and all this leakage and spillage when they talk, we will respond in time. We will do new dams for respond to stopping the spillage. Salwako, of course, we will not talk much, but we people are upline will also see increased activity in small towns, making provision for small towns and underserviced communities, water management and cross-border internal and also internally with NWRA, and then the SLWRC, one of the agency, also the water quality and testing with the regulations. Very important also. We also will continue for provider service day. And then working with the Ministry of Health, the local councils, one area they were annoying, nobody asked about now the sanitation aspect, where I believe say as the new ministry responsible for sanitation, we are committed for make sure say the fecal sludge management, working with local councils, they're on point, solid waste management, how we go transform waste into wealth, and then also food safety and hygiene, working with the Ministry of Health. And then we as a ministry will continue to provide the policy direction, supervision, and oversight for the water and sanitation aspect in government. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. I want this opportunity for tell me very distinguished panelists and plenty thank you. It's been an excellent, very informative press conference again. And for tell the Honorable Minister, Dr. Sandy, Works and Public Assets, Dr. Anna Max-Kyne, we are the Minister for Water and Sanitation. Plenty thank you, Mr. Alpha Bah. Thank you. And for also take the opportunity for tell una the members of the Fourth Estate, Civil Society, plenty thank you. And for announce that we partner SL Media don't continue for do excellent service. One for particularly give them big prop. The one the way they provide for we sign language for make sure say we inclusive. One for tell them thank you. One for tell Orange Salon thank you because they provide the internet so they allow it for stream live. And also one for tell plenty thank you to all the partners that we carry we live across this country. Today again a World Radio Day. And for wishing all way they work in that sector day, a happy World Radio Day. And reaffirm President Bio in commitment to a free press and to digital transformation of this country for to maximize all the opportunities we'll get with communication. Still next week again, we will come back to now another press conference. Assalamu alaikum.
Please subscribe to my new YouTube channel Do Don Klin and hit the notification bell to be notified for new videos.